The podcast is awaiting you.
All right, welcome to Poor Morals, where we let the bad decisions flow. So here is our second episode. Thanks to everybody who listened to our first one. Marv, how do you feel about it that we finally put out our first episode?
I'm very nervous.
Why? Why are you nervous? I mean, I was a little nervous too, just because it's like people that I know are listening to it. But
yeah, but they're so supportive, so I love it. I love it.
Last time I checked, we got
I love it, but I'm nervous. It makes me scared.
Marv, you're too close to the mic.
Take a little bit step back from the mic, but
oh, okay. What about now?
Just don't yell.
Am I still yelling?
Yes. It did. Your tone didn't change at all.
What about now?
I think that's good. Yeah. We'll just have to put like a sound warning for a second.
Pierce?
Yeah, sounds fine to me now.
Okay.
All right, great. Last time I checked, we got like 35 views. Remember my goal was 7? And we tripled it.
But...
And we're actually have a live audience. My roommate, Lord, she's here, being so supportive.
Always.
I'm going to include a picture of her over here for our first audience. I'm going to put it on our Instagram, so everybody has to go check out our Instagram. Whenever I told my dad that we dropped our first episode, he was like, "How many F-bombs did you drop?" And I was like, "What? Why is that the first question that you asked?" And I was like, "I don't know, to be honest. I know there's a couple in there, though."
When I listened to it, the quack kind of got me.
Everybody talked about the quack, and I loved it.
I do too.
Because they were like, that caught me so off guard, because I didn't really tell anybody about it. I was like, just know it's messy, it's chaos, but it's supposed to make you laugh. And that's all that I said. And then they said, yeah, I get it. I think my mom was going to listen to it, so I'm going to have to ask her and be like,
I think my mom listened to it.
Yeah,
I think my mom listened to it.
I said it at work. I was like, guys, I got 35 views. And then one of the dentists was like, why didn't you tell everybody? And I was like, because I accidentally talked about work. So listen to it after I leave here, because I only have 27 days left. So listen to it then. Thank you. And then one of my other dentists, I said it. I was like, everybody listen to the podcast, because they were getting ready for patient care. And he was like, what? Do you have a podcast? He's like, now I'm interested. And I said, please don't listen to it as like my department head or like my boss. Listen to it as like a stranger who doesn't know me, okay?
So when at work brought it up, and was like, hey, I listened to your podcast. And I was like, no fucking way. And there was like 5 other people in the bar. And I was like, please don't talk about it. And he kept talking about it. I'm like,
well, I appreciate all of the support, because I really thought this was going to be really dumb and only like 3 people were going to listen. So this is turning out better than we thought. Everybody needs to listen, so eventually I can like quit my job, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not embarrassing. That's exposure.
We need exposure, but I'm very humbled about it, okay? I'm still very like nervous.
I'm nervous, but I don't...
I just wanted to tell everybody like why we named it Poor Morals. I don't even think we did that the last time. Especially the way that we spelt it, because ours has a U in it. We want to do like a play on words, because most of the stuff that we are going to talk about is like things that have happened in our lives and different stories that either have happened to people that I know, happened to me. And I just want to share some gossip with you guys. So that's why we said morals, but we spelt poor the way that we did because Marf is a bartender, like I said, and I actually came up with the idea of doing a podcast while I was drinking at her bar. And majority of these stories are going to come from us drinking. So I felt like Poor Morals was just the right fit for our podcast.
100%.
Because someone asked me today, they were like, what is it about? And I was like, I don't know. I said, it's just supposed to be like dumb entertainment coming from me and my cousin, you know? Which,
yeah, I mean, we drink a lot and we talk and do a lot. So
yeah, and I feel like the people that like I know get a kick out of it. So you know, if I can make a couple people laugh on the internet, why not? I
I'm right
actually
there with you.
I have a really good story to tell you, and I got permission from my friend yesterday to tell it, and he was like, please do, because it needs to be shared. And if your jaw doesn't drop, then I failed. So he was telling me that a couple weeks ago, he went on a Tinder date, and he was like, I forgot where they went, but she walked in and he was like, obviously the pictures that she used were already a couple years old. He was like, she did barely looked like what she looked like in the picture. And he was like, she sat down. He said conversation was mid. It was okay. And then she asked him to go back to her apartment and he was like really like reluctant about it. And she was like, all right, like, please come. I really want to hang out with you. And he went, and he said immediately regretted it because whenever he got there, she was Snapchatting other guys in front of him. She was talking about how she had syphilis at one point and gave it to like 6 other dudes. And then she was like, "Hey, you work in medical, right?" So he wasn't looking at her. She stood up, pulled down her pants and said, "Do these look like genital warts to you?" And he turned around and her pants were off. And he was like, "What the fuck?" And immediately just got up and left. He didn't even say like, "Yes, no, no, I swear to God, that is what he told me." He said he looked at her, said, "What the fuck?" And he got out to the car and he said she was blocked before he even started the car. I said, "Valid. I really blocked her too." But I was like, that is so bold of her.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I've never had a Tinder date that bad, but wow. Wow. I did have like a date once that I met on Tinder and we actually like went on a date and he was cool and everything. We went back to his hotel and then I actually changed my mind and it was like 11 p.m. and I was like, I gotta go feed my dogs. And I left and I didn't speak to him again. 3 months later, the man comes in as my patient. And I was like, oh my God. So I called him back and I'm trying to take his x-rays. Yes, I'm trying to take his x-rays. And he looks at me and he was like, so how have you been? And I was like, fuck. Because I was really, really hoping that he wouldn't remember me, but he did. And I was just trying to play it cool like I was somebody else. And yeah, he remembered me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go find the doctor.
I wish I could live that life.
No, because aren't you banned on Tinder, actually?
Yeah, but I'm still trying to like ask them why, like, and I don't really want to read the whole like agreement. Apparently, I did something wrong, but
I mean, I feel like getting banned on
it
Tinder is so
wasn't that
easy.
bad.
Like, I was gonna make a joke and say you were probably like some menace on there, but getting banned on Tinder is so
No.
easy. I feel like if
I
one person
agree.
reports you, you're done.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think. But what if some dude was like, "Oh, I know her," and then reported you?
Maybe like 2, but still, that's fucked up. Like, let me live my life.
It's like a big cock block right there. Like literally a cock block right there. Marv, is somebody watching TV behind you?
Yes, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I texted Luke
I've
about
been hearing it this whole time.
I said, who watching TV in the back?
What are they watching?
I have no idea.
Well, you work today, so how was your day? How was work?
Actually, it wasn't that busy. It was kind of boring.
Oh my God, we even shouted it on the podcast that everybody needs to go to Leslie's in Pinehurst and tip Marv.
Yeah, well, instead everyone decided to text me.
Everyone was texting me too, and I was like, guys, you have to go comment. You have to go do the poll. Which actually, guys, on the first episode, we at the end when Pierce talked about "Am I the asshole?" There is a poll on Spotify for y'all to vote if she was the asshole or not.
But I also don't want to promote this at my work. I'm kind of scared.
I actually got a job yesterday.
Oh, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you. This is my first.
Because you're gonna get a new car, new job.
Yes.
You're coming back home.
The podcast dropped, so yeah, there's my big life update. Rack is doing some big things right now. I was just stressed because I was like, how am I gonna pay for this new car? So yeah, now that I have a job, the stress is 100% off my shoulders. I'm gonna be a traveling dental assistant. So that's really cool.
Fun experiences.
Do you still want to make grills?
Oh my god, yes, guys, I want to have a grill
But
business.
you gotta fix my tooth before you do all this shit.
Well, now I have to put in a picture of Marf's tooth so everybody can see what we're talking about.
No, you can't. Don't. It's so bad.
I want to have a grill business, but here's the funny thing. When I'm talking about it at work, people have thought I'm talking about barbecue grills and that I'm going to have a barbecue restaurant. Like, no. I had this one friend and he told me what his mom's barbecue restaurant is going to be if she ever opens it, and I'm like, that's so cool. And he's like, but don't steal the name. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Whatever. And then a couple of days later, I was talking about grills again, like teeth grills, and he was like, "Wait, you're not doing barbecue?" And I said, "Why would you think that?" He's like, "Texas grills, of course I'm doing barbecue." And I was like, "No." And he says, "Well, why do you think I told you about my mom's barbecue?" And I said, "I thought we were just making conversation. I thought we were just talking about girl businesses, and we were just making a conversation." So this entire time, people have thought that I'm going to open some barbecue joint whenever I move back home.
Do you like barbecue?
No.
I mean, I like barbecue, but but not
That's
enough.
not right. No.
But not enough to be like, oh yeah, go everybody go check out my restaurant. I want to make teeth grills. So anybody who wants a grill, hit me up. Because I actually make teeth right now. In our clinic, I work in our lab and I make night guards, retainers, crowns. I learned how to make grills, but yeah, now I just want to do it on the civilian side. My dream is to make a grill for Mexican OT. Like, I would like to be the next Johnny Dang eventually.
What'd you say?
I said my dream is to be the next Johnny Dang, and I want to make a grill for Mexican OT.
Okay. But before you do that, you gotta fix my tooth.
Okay, Marf is first in line. Good, first clientele. We got to start somewhere, you know?
Can I be second? I really like jewelry.
Okay. I'm gonna start a client list right now. Marvin Pierce are first up.
Yeah, you're gonna have a very long wait list.
That's
Yeah.
fine. But just everybody remember, this is a girl business, single owned and operated. So give me some time.
Word.
Do you say word or board?
Word.
Oh, good. Marv, I know you have a funny story that I really want you to tell about your ID.
That was so stupid.
No, I need you to go ahead. Like, this podcast is Rack and Marv. It can't just be just
Okay.
Okay.
So, I kind of Sunday Fundayed way too hard. Woke
I
up
think I remember.
Monday looking for my ID, and I had work at 7 p.m. Around 5 o'clock, Luke was like, "Hey, I found your ID underneath the sweet potatoes in the fridge." Like, okay, I was like, he kept asking me why, and I was like, I have no idea.
Like, you're gonna remember. If you knew why, I think you would have remembered it was in the fridge.
Well, yeah, but if it wasn't for him, I would never find it.
No, not until you picked up those sweet potatoes again.
I probably won't even touch him again.
Oh no.
Honestly.
That is so funny.
No, it sucks.
No, I think that is so funny. Because of course it would happen to you.
So Marv, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was boring.
Why? Our family's gonna hear this and they're gonna come attack you that you think Thanksgiving was boring.
It was boring, but we played spoons, which was kind of fun, but
Why was Thanksgiving boring? Mine was
Eh.
busy because I made everything except like my mom made mashed potatoes and then my one friend made the mac and cheese. But other than that, I was done by 6 p.m. I was exhausted.
no, here was different. Everyone brought something, but it wasn't the same as it used to be.
But why? Because we're grown now? Because people have babies now?
Yeah. Yes.
That's okay. I'm excited to see the babies.
I mean, it's not the babies. Like, we love the babies, but it's not the same.
That's okay. I'm I'm not going to be home until like New Year's, so my Christmas is actually I'll be here for Christmas in Connecticut for one last time, but then I move on the 27th. So we're actually doing Christmas whenever I get home. So I'm doing like a Christmas New Year's together. So do you already have
Year's when? Because
New
I kind
Year's is
of
on the 1st or whatever.
I know that I work New Year's Day, but I'm
Well,
off like that night, like before. Obviously,
okay, good.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay, good. My new job was like, can you start the 1st? I said, what? I was like, I'm literally about to do like a 30-hour drive and get back on the 1st. So I was like, how about we start on the 8th? Like, give me a little time to adjust. Yeah, so I'm starting on the 8th. I don't know, I'm really nervous to have like a civilian job again. Because the
I
military,
think
like,
you'll love it.
I don't know, like, maybe, like, probably, obviously, because I'm choosing to get out of the military. But I feel like the military, even though
You
it
were
just,
talking about how much you
just like
can't wait to have so
mentally,
much
yes.
freedom.
Yes, but I'm just saying, like, even though the military, like, mentally pisses me off on a daily basis, it's easy. Like, it's really easy. So, I don't know, to have, like, a civilian job just makes me a little nervous. But I am excited to, like, get out and to have my freedom and to be back home and to, like, do all these things. But I definitely am sad to, like, leave. I love my clinic. Like, I love the job that I do on a day-to-day basis. It's just some of the people really make my head hurt.
I want to meet some of your friends that you talk about.
Oh, you are. My roommate, Lord, she actually is going to come to Texas.
Lord,
Her name is Lord.
Summer, and I
Summer
feel like there's
Washington.
one more.
I
Washington, yes.
Is Washington the one?
Yes.
I love that they're like
all of them. Like, I want to
they're, like,
meet them.
And then you can meet my other friends, Evan, Herney, Cervantes, which Herney and Evan are actually in San Antonio, so we can just go visit them.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like all my worlds are colliding right now.
Okay, it's a date.
Yay! And even all the people I talk about here, like the people that have even listened to my podcast, I talk about you, so it's like they already know you too. I talk
Whatever she says, whatever Rag said about me is not fucking true.
Probably about the way they used to bully the shit out of me whenever we were growing up.
I was not that bad.
Yes, you were. Hey, do you remember that one time whenever we were trying to get ready to go to school and you're like, I'm gonna do your makeup for you, and you put black eyeshadow on me?
I did black and blue.
And you didn't even blend it out. You literally just globbed a bunch on it and you're like, okay, good to go. And it literally looked like I did that shit in the dark. Yes, you set me up for that one. But also remember, me and Marv, we lived together whenever I was in high school, or when we were in high school. And Marv was only 9 months older than me, so we were even in the same grade. But we shared a room, and there was one time we were getting ready for school, and we always got up so early. And Marv is not a morning person. I can't even tell you now that we're out of school the last time she's woken up before noon. But I mean, same, but still. She was a horrible morning person, and there was one time I asked her for something, and she
my
threw it at me.
hairbrush, and I gave it to you so you brush your hair, and then you threw it back at me and hit me in the fucking head.
She turned around and looked at me so slow, like you wanted to just tear me apart. And I said, oh no, I awoken the dragon. Oh my god. Yeah, Marv was rough to me growing up. Like, I don't have a sister, all I have is one brother. But Marv is most definitely like my sister, the way that she tortured me.
Do you remember when I smacked you in the face with the Gatorade bottle?
Yes, I was gonna say that. I said, do you remember the one time you walked into the room and I was minding my own business and you looked at me?
We were laying in bed and God. I finished my Gatorade bottle. It was one of those like.
Was it one of the big ones?
No, it was one of those ones that had like a top on it, like you can suck out of it.
Oh, I was like, bro, they all have a top on it. But like the twisty top.
Yes, the twisty top. Mm-hmm. And then I finished that and it was the blue one, I remember. And I woke up and I was like, I wanted to just smack her with this. So I jumped up and I whipped you in the head. And I remember you chased me around Granny's yard, my yard. And then back into the room, and I still was trying to like fight you about it.
Well, yeah, because your intrusive thoughts won that day. And I paid for it. I remember another time when Manda's Marf's younger sister. Well, there was one time Manda's intrusive thoughts won, and we were sitting at a play at school, and she said, "Rackle, look up." And I looked up, and this girl karate chopped me in the throat. And I looked at her and I said, "Don't speak to me." And she just got really quiet. I said, "What the fuck did you do that for? It hurt." My mom just looked at her and was like, "Yeah, you fucked up." Hey, you know what? Okay, so I have two roommates. Lord, obviously being the first one. And my other one, she, like, I've met her family and stuff, and I always joke around and with them. You know what? She told me her dad was like, "Oh, Reyes looks so strong. She looks like she can beat up boys." And I just don't know if that's a compliment. He said she's so big. So serious. That is what her dad said about me.
I don't know what to say about that.
I said it in such a nice way that I think I'm supposed to take it as a compliment, but at the same time, I was like, "Oh, ouch."
That might be
I
one of the
know.
most backhanded compliments I've ever heard.
The only out I am giving this man, okay, the only out I am giving him is the fact that he's not from here. They're from Nepal. So I'm gonna give him one pass and be like, maybe.
Where's that?
I don't know. Whenever she first got here, she told me she was from Nepal, and I said, "Huh?" And she was like, "It's where Mount Everest is." And I said, "Yeah, didn't know where Mount Everest was either, so I don't know." But we Googled it, and I can't tell you.
So you don't know the answer?
Here's, can you look up the answer?
It's like north of India. It's between India and China.
Oh, that's far away.
Yeah, this far away.
That's insane.
Yeah, they live in New York now.
Wow.
Lord, how do you think this episode is going? I got a thumbs up, so I think that's pretty good. I think it's a little bit better than the last time, but last time I think was so funny.
So, who are some of the guests you guys are thinking of having on?
Oh, I have a list.
Yeah, Mark, let's read us your guest list, and when people hear it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, yes."
I mean, no, I feel like we shouldn't put it in there.
I definitely want to have like some of my friends on here, just because like half the stories that I have to tell are gonna come from them too.
No,
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, Rack,
What?
I sent my list to you and you sent mine, and I combined them.
Oh, okay. You know who Morph said? She said maybe Granny. I would love to put Granny on this podcast, but she's gonna have no idea.
I was gonna say,
I know.
earlier when you guys were talking, I was gonna say you guys could have an episode with your moms on the podcast.
I would love to put my mom on here. And
Both our moms
Yeah,
at the
both of
same
your
time.
moms.
my mom is literally gonna be
Both
like,
of your
I
moms.
I gotta ask her if she's listened to the episode.
Would they
She said she was
even
going
be
to.
down for that? Both of them at the same time?
I think my
Or
mom
would
is gonna
it-
do.
I think
whatever.
they would love it, but I feel like I'm kind of nervous about it because my mom.
Your mom's crazy.
I know. I don't know what she's gonna say. So
But it's okay.
Kinda nervous.
We'll just have to probably have a lot of duck quacks in that episode. Do you remember? Oh my! I was thinking about two stories. One, the one I was thinking about the other day, and I told my friends about, was whenever you were learning to drive and you were driving with Granny, and she was like, "Slow down so I can look at these flowers on the side." And then the car starts veering off to the road, and she looks at you, and she's like, "No, me look, not you." And then I remember whenever we were in the car and you grabbed a red string, your intrusive thoughts win so much.
Stop.
But you grabbed the string and you put it around Granny's neck and you went, "Ah!" And she was like, "Ah!" And she almost killed us.
It was not that bad.
Yeah.
It was just a joke. It was loose. So
Oh
Rec
my
made
God.
it seem a little extreme.
No. The other thing, but do you remember whenever we were at your house once and your mom had me climb on the washer for something and this woman had a lighter in her hand and then
And she burned your
and
butt
burned me.
cheek?
She burned me. Yes, she literally burned me.
Yes, I remember that.
I don't understand why the intrusive thoughts win in this family. And it's me against me. I bet this makes so much sense to my friends with like the intrusive thoughts that I have all the time. Like me and Lord will be walking and I'll have like a water bottle or something in my hand and I just kind of smack her with it and she's like, oh. And I'm like, that was an intrusive thought and that felt pretty good. Thank you.
Did I send you the TikTok the other day of
Which one?
like a couple
Yes.
sitting on like a mountain and they're like and the guy was like, it's not that I want to like my fear's not falling over, it's like me wanting to jump. And I'm like, bro, same.
No, I have the intrusive thoughts like that too. Like sometimes I'll be driving and I could be just like, like right off the road, right off the bridge. But I'm
Same.
like, I'm just, just a silly, goofy mood,
That can I tell a story
Oops.
about whenever Charlie? I was driving
Oh
with Charlie.
God. Yes.
What?
One time we were driving back from Charlie's house to Tomball, and I was in the front seat, and and Luke was in the back seat, like on his phone with his like gamer headset on, like his McDonald's drive-through headset, so he couldn't really hear what was going on. And me and Charlie were just listening to music, and then all of a sudden he starts like driving off the road, and he starts like on the rumble strips, and
What?
I just look at him, and he's like fully asleep.
Oh no.
And the rumble, like I'm just staring at him, and the rumble strips wake him up, and he wakes up, and like as he wakes up, we're looking directly at each other, and he just looks at me. He's like, "So you're just not gonna say anything?" I was like, "So you're just gonna fall asleep at the wheel?"
Like it's your fault? He said it to you like it was your fault?
Yeah. And so then he was like, "Don't tell Luke." And then as he was like, right after he said that, Luke like leaned in the front seat. He's like, "Yo, what was that?" And I was like, Charlie fell asleep at the wheel.
You literally just ratted him out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, poor Luke. My God, Charf just risked your lives that day. Charf is actually my little brother. And Pierce's best friend, and that's how we know each other.
I mean, I feel like I've probably done that with all of y'all's lives.
Risked our lives? Yes. Because
remember when I got my we went to Chick-fil-A?
Wait, are you talking about the time you drove on the wrong side of the road or whenever you got into your first accident?
My first accident when I saw a hobo and it freaked me out.
And I was like,
I
guys,
never saw a hobo before. And Charf's Chick-fil-A straw went right through his cup.
We have risked Charlie's life many times actually, because my first accident, I drove like across the road because you had to go across that way you could turn the other way.
And it flipped.
No, we didn't flip. We got like pushed over. We almost flipped, and then I grabbed him and like leaned to the other side. And we were fine. Like, luckily, she hit me right behind me. And the craziest part is, Manda was gonna get in the car. She was gonna get in the car so I could take her to like VBS. And your mom was like, "No, it's fine. I have to go do something anyways." So she put Manda in the car. If Manda would have gotten in my car, she would have immediately died because that lady like crushed the passenger side from like my back seat. But Charlie, he had like a Yeti full of Kool-Aid and it went everywhere. And he's like, "Rock, my Kool-Aid." And I was like, "We have bigger fucking problems right now." And his phone was actually stuck in the window, like between the door and everything. And I just looked at him and I was like, "Yeah, Mom's
what about a bowl?
A bowl?"
Oh, I wasn't talking to you.
Oh my God. Just go ahead and expose yourself a little bit more on this podcast.
Sorry. Anyway, go on.
No, but I was thinking about your first accident whenever we were wherever we were going, and then we were by where were we? By the Valero? And I was like, "Oh my God, look at that homeless guy."
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I was like, "Look at that homeless guy walking on the side of the road." Because it was like a really busy road, and we all look, and I didn't know you looked. And then we look up, and then we're just in the back of somebody's car. Yeah, we were all
then
fine
that,
though. We've
like-
gotten like really lucky with all these like accidents. I had the worst luck with cars because I had the accident in the 4Runner, the one that I just told you about. Then I get I get another car like this Honda, and then I'm just driving to go get some limes, and I go in the parking lot where Leslie's is, and then I'm pulling out, and some guy pulls out in front of me and rips off my bumper 3 days after I had this car.
What'd you say?
Marv.
Sorry.
I was just telling you. Remember whenever somebody ripped my bumper off of the Honda that I had?
What Honda?
Oh my god. Okay, well, I already told the people this story, and you'll
Okay,
just
it
have to
doesn't
remember.
matter.
The little
Okay.
gray one. The little gray one with the 2 doors.
Oh, ew.
Yes, thank you. Remember? No, the one that you had was the little Honda Civic, the white one. That didn't.
Yeah.
The AC didn't even work.
Only during the summer.
Well, you only need AC during the summer, but yes, thank you. Pierce actually just got his car fixed.
I
My dad
did.
fixed it actually.
Do you
'Cause
still have
Pierce-
the Mustang?
Pierce was
That's
running
the
around
car
on a
that he
moped.
fixed.
Yeah, in the meantime, Pierce was running around on a moped.
I
Oh.
won this blue moped at our prom when I was a senior in high school. And I got it and I immediately crashed it like a month later.
Mm.
And then I was scared to ride it for like a year or two, and it just kind of rotted for a little bit. And one day my dad's like, you know what, we're gonna fix it. And so he fixed it. And then he rode it to work for like,
Your
I don't know.
dad rode the moped also?
Oh, bro, my dad loves the moped because my dad used to like race motorcycles. And so he loves the moped. He wants it back now that I have my car.
That reminds me of this lady that used to work with me. She actually drove her moped to work, and she said she drove it because I guess something happened to her car. Her husband took the other car, and then all they had left was a moped. So she drove this thing to work, and our work is at the top of this hill. And my friend, he took a picture and sent it to like all of us in our group chat, and it was a picture of, we didn't know it was her at the time, but it was like the back of this lady on a moped, and there was a line of traffic behind her because she was struggling to go up this hill, and he was like, look at this fucking crackpot holding up traffic. And then she pulls into our clinic, and it was her, and I was like, oh my god. It was so embarrassing but so funny at the same time, and I have a picture of it, so we'll attach that too.
I got a good moped though. My moped's fast. My moped will take me up the
Oh,
hill,
her
no
moped
problem.
was
Dude,
struggling
no,
up the hill.
honestly, instead of paying insurance on my truck, at one point I thought about just buying a bicycle with a little basket so I can carry my bottle of tequila, my purse, and just ride to work and go home. Like,
Could you imagine Marv riding around on a bike with her
Marv.
tequila in the basket?
I walked up to the bar to get my truck. It only takes me 20 minutes.
Marv, you should totally get a moped. That would be perfect.
No, Marv.
A
running around with
moped, yes, but it has to have a basket so I can carry my purse and my tequila.
No,
Why
my
don't you just
moped
get a
And
has
maybe
backpack?
some tweez. And maybe some tweez.
my moped has like a really big, like the seat opens up, so it actually has like a really big compartment, like basically a trunk.
Okay.
Can we just
What
have like
color
a
is
gang
it?
of mopeds?
It's blue.
Ooh.
Do you want my moped, Marv?
I
You can
kind of
get
do.
rid of your moped.
I
getting
think
rid
I
of it.
want his
I'm-
moped.
Are you just loaning it for a bit?
Dude, honestly, instead of me driving to work,
Yeah, because it's
Maybe
also
half
really good on
drunk?
gas.
I
Here
can't
comes
ride
Marv
that.
on her moped.
I mean, I hardly drive my truck, so it doesn't matter.
I know, and I don't
I can just
understand why
drive the
you won't-
moped and I can park it in the bar and no one will fuck with it. So
And my moped gets 90 miles to the gallon.
She can
Even
afford
better.
that. She can afford that, yeah. What is
Yeah.
it, $2 for gas, Pierce?
Oh yeah, like $2 to fill up the tank.
or more than that.
No,
okay,
not
but
even.
I just want you to also get some like knee pads and things like that because you're gonna fall
I don't
over.
need. No, I won't.
And a helmet. You have to have a
You
helmet.
definitely need a helmet.
No, No, I don't need a helmet, honestly.
Okay, I'm not giving you the moped.
Okay. Oh, that's fucked up.
No, Marv, if Pierce can wear a helmet, Pierce, please tell Marv the story of you pulling up to the party.
No.
Please tell her.
Okay.
How fast does it go?
Like 55.
That's all you need to go, Marv. 55.
Oh, okay. I don't need a helmet.
Yes, you
No,
do.
you need a helmet.
No, I don't.
Then you're not getting the moped. But Pierce, please tell this story because it's really gonna make Marv laugh.
Okay, so I'm still in school, right? And I have this little group chat that I'm in for school of just like people in my class that we like worked on school stuff together, right? And like we like kind of just make jokes and shit, so it's kind of become just like chilling, you know? It's like we still talk about school, but it's like just a little section of the class that's like more cool than the rest, I guess, you know? And like okay with cheating, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So one day, someone takes the group chat like, "Hey, I'm having a little kickback. Just we're gonna grill some shit and drink some brews, and it's like, if y'all should come over and we should just hang out." And so I was like, "Okay, bet," because they said like I'm at this apartment complex, and I'm like, "Oh, I know exactly where that apartment complex is. Like, I used to live right by there, right?" So I pull up to the apartment complex, and there's a few guys and girls already outside, and they're just like sitting around drinking and like grilling some steaks or I don't remember what the fuck, right? And they see me pull up on my fucking moped with my fucking big ass motorcycle cop helmet, and they just start fucking laughing, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I should have just walked." And they just start laughing at me, and like a few of them give me like a half-hearted like, "Yeah, all right," but like how you give to like a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yeah.
And then just the vibe was immediately ruined from there on, and I felt awkward, and I couldn't even drink because I had to drive the moped back, and so I just felt scared and embarrassed because they laughed at me.
Okay, but do you think that they were laughing at you or with you?
Definitely at me.
Maybe it was the helmet.
It was 100% the helmet.
That's what I'm saying. But Marv, you still need a helmet.
But I've
Fucking when
already
people laugh
crashed
at you,
once.
okay?
I've already crashed once. I need a helmet.
Safety is not a laughing matter. Okay.
Not only that, not only have I crashed bad enough to where if I didn't have a helmet, I would have been fucking laying in the street in Tomball, probably fucking like knocked out.
Vegetable?
Not vegetable, but I might have been slumped.
Okay. Oh, we had a patient pass out at work today, actually, and another patient like kind of caught him, but he got his teeth pulled out, and I guess he was sitting in the waiting room, and he stood up, and he was like, and then he just fell back and hit the wall, and then I come around, and he's on the floor, like knocked out, and somebody was like shaking him, and he opened his eyes, and they're like, "Welcome back," and I was like, "Oh, okay, welcome back."
What the fuck?
Yeah, we've had like that's the third patient that has passed out at work in like past like 2-3 weeks.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have a question. Like this kind of
What's
reminds
your
me.
question?
So me and Jose were talking, and we were saying, if one of us was to knock out the other one, would we still be friends? Just
And?
for any reason. And we decided yes. But I was wondering, what about you and Marv? If Rack and Marv, if one of you guys was to knock
me
out,
out,
like
Rack would knock me
knock
out.
out cold, like fully out cold in a fight.
Yes.
Not like on accident. Like it was
Rack would
on
knock
purpose.
me the fuck up.
On purpose.
Okay. On purpose, yes, we would still be friends because
you came into my bedroom one day when I was just laying in bed, swinging on me.
No, that's not.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I was laying in bed, and you just came in talking shit and started swinging on me. I couldn't even get up, but still,
I don't think that's exactly how it happened.
You would knock me out.
Yes, because remember what my roommate's dad said, that I look like I can just beat up boys. So But that's not how it happened. It was like we were fighting because you thought I was talking shit about somebody, like your boyfriend at the
No,
time.
no,
Yes.
it was a friend of mine.
Well, you know what? If it's the friend that I'm thinking about, fuck her. But
We'll talk
anyways,
about it later.
anyways, regardless, yeah, we fought because you thought that I was talking shit and I wasn't.
I didn't think you were talking shit.
But
How I saw it is that you got mad at me because I was friends with this person while y'all were fighting.
no, well, sure, if that's the way that you
Yes.
saw it. If that's the way that you saw it, but um I was actually just telling my roommate about this fight the other day, and I don't remember why, but I was like, me and Marv got into this big fight, and we didn't talk for like the rest of our junior year, part of our senior year. Like, we didn't talk until we graduated.
No.
Yeah, it was close to graduation because we didn't go to prom together, remember? And we went to prom our senior year.
Okay.
Yeah, we went in two different groups, but then at graduation, like somehow beforehand we made up. I don't remember. This was like, God, what are we? I'm 25. This happened like 8 years ago, so I don't remember. But I remember us
Ew.
fighting. Yeah, I remember us fighting because you thought that I was talking shit and you thought I was like mad, and then I got mad because I'm like, you're my cousin and like kind of my sister. Fuck these other people here. And I was pissed. So yeah, I came in and we started fighting. And Manda came in and she was like, "No, Rackle, please stop. You're bigger than her." And your fucking stepdad was just sitting in the living room, just chilling, just on the computer.
Because he had no idea because
No.
I remember later that day I left and my mom was like, "No wonder why George said that he heard some ruckus." But he didn't know what was going on.
And we were
I'm
just
like,
sitting in the back, just whooping each other's asses because I like threw you, but you scratched me from my chin down to my chest, and I showed up at home and it was bleeding. And my mom was like, "What the hell happened to you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, me and Marf just fought, but we didn't talk for a while." And
I broke
yeah,
3
then I had
nails.
for what?
I said I broke 3 nails.
that was the first and like only fight we'd ever been in, and now we're cool. We're fine. I think we could fight now and get over it, but whenever we were 17, no.
No, I feel like we won't fight like we used to. If anything, we'll just like kind of like rumble. Like,
I think we would just you remember when your mom and Aunt Karen like rumbled in the front yard
yes,
and they were running
yes,
around? It would be
yes,
like that. It would literally be like that.
yes.
Wait, what?
We need
Yes.
Gracie in this bitch. Like,
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna text her and be like, bro, you have to be the guest in a podcast because remembering all these stories, I'm like, God, Mimi was right. We did need a reality show. And look, we got a podcast, so close. In my head, it's close.
close. We'll see.
Yeah, Pierce, there was one time they were just drinking and they started wrestling in the front yard. She called, and Linda called in Karen and Amazon.
Yes.
That's how Marv treats me.
No.
Yes, yes. And you know what's fucked up is at work, I'll be walking around and I'll be talking to people and I'm like, yeah, I think we're the same height. And they look at me and they're like, you're so short. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 5'4.5". And they're like, I'm 5'9". And I'm like, well, in my head, we're the same height because my family, my Marf's mom and everybody, they talk about me like I'm a fucking Amazon because these bitches are 5 foot and 5'1", and because I'm 5'4.5", they talk to me like I'm a fucking tree. So now I have the horrible perception about how tall I really am.
Pause. My mom's 4 foot
11, right? And a half.
11 and a half.
Yeah, so I'm 5 inches taller than her, but I'm average height. Your mom is just short. So because I'm average height my entire life, she talked about me like I was an Amazon. So now when I go up to people who are 5'6" to 5'9", I'm like, yeah, we're the same height. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
My driver's license says 5 foot, but I'm 5'2" on a good day.
No, I don't. Hey, that's my dad. He's like 5'6", and he's like, yeah, I'm 5'7" on a good day.
Well, it's the podcast getting a little bit long, and I was wondering if y'all wanted
Thank
to.
God. I was too over this shit.
Well,
shut up.
I need to pee.
Are you ready for
Are you guys ready for the Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Marv, I think you'll like this one.
Mm-mm.
Am I
Because
the
Mark is
asshole?
the asshole.
Okay, am I the asshole for not letting my 14-year-old cousin come on the cousin walk? When the bulk of my generation of cousins were 16 and 19, we started having a yearly tradition of a cousin walk at Thanksgiving. For those that don't know, a cousin walk is where you and your cousins go and smoke weed while the adults and kids stay at the house. Anyway.
At 14, yes, he should come.
Wait, that's not done.
Oh,
Okay, at the time, there were only 3 that were under 16, a 14-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a baby. 14 is kind of pushing it, but with the age difference, it seemed mean and stupid to leave the 14-year-old out, and it would draw more attention, so we brought her with us. This became a yearly tradition. The 2 youngest would ask to go, but we always said that it was an older cousin or slash older kid thing that everyone accepted. This Thanksgiving, that 4-year-old is now 14. We went on a walk as usual, and this time my aunts really didn't accept that he couldn't come because we let our other cousin come when she was 14. And so he's clearly old enough now and should be included. No, he's too young, and it's not appropriate. The other cousin was too young, but it was vaguely pushing it young, with the rest of us being very close in age. We're all in our 20s and being asked to include a kid. Also, not for nothing, but all of us, including her, were in high school when this started. This was all teenagers, not 20-somethings and a middle schooler. She kept pushing and wouldn't understand why we were being so mean and not including him. And of course, we couldn't admit exactly why. We were eventually let go, but she's been all over the family group chat about how awful we are and how we are lacking the family values, and we are so inclusive, or we are so exclusive. I don't think we're in the wrong. Having an adult cousin only activity isn't inappropriate. There's just too much of an age gap that unfortunately there's 2 cousin groups. So is she the asshole for not letting the 14-year-old come?
yeah. I mean, that's me. I mean,
No, that's fine.
I'm thinking of as like the 14-year-old's like point of view, and also their point of view, but also, dude, after she's been doing all that, come on.
Bro, I don't
Might
think
as
they're
well.
the asshole, because if I'm like, that's like me right now, like 25, and I'm doing this shit, and then 14-year-old, but they don't know. If they don't know like everything that's going on in the walk, then fuck no, I don't want them to come.
Yeah, but obviously, like, she does, right?
Are they still thinking it's just a walk, Pierce?
I don't know if the
Because that's the
14-year-old.
context I need.
Okay, so the aunts and whatever definitely don't think it's just
They
a walk.
definitely don't.
But I don't know. It's not made clear if the 14-year-old knows it's just a walk or not.
I don't think they're the asshole because of the age gap.
Yeah, so there's
Okay.
the cousins are 16 to 19, and at the time the cousins were 16 to 19, and the only one that was like close to them under 16 was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, they
fine.
know. They know.
Yeah,
They're
so
not
it's been
stupid.
Now
it's been 10
they're
years
older.
now. Yeah, it's been
So
10
when
years
it's
now.
26, 29, 24, and 14. No,
Yeah.
you're not
Exactly.
an asshole. You're not an asshole.
No.
All right, so you change your answer to no?
Did I say yes?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
You did, yeah.
You said they're the asshole because you thought the 14-year-old wanted to go smoke weed. But I don't think the 14-year-old
I think the 14-year-old knows what they're doing.
So what's your final answer, yes or no?
Now I don't know.
It also seems like the aunt is more the one that wants her son to go rather than the son even wanting to go. Because she didn't mention at all that.
So he doesn't want to go.
I don't know because
it sounds like they don't care.
So this person didn't mention at all if the 14-year-old even wanted to go. They just said that the aunt's saying that they're not being inclusive and that they're being mean and that they should include him. But he didn't mention how he feels.
Oh, we need a little bit more context, whoever this is. But with the context that we have, I'm going to say no, they're not the asshole.
Who, the aunt?
No, the person that isn't letting them come isn't the asshole.
Yeah.
Which is the aunt?
No.
No, the cousin.
Yeah, the
The
cousins
20,
are
like, we'll just say it's one of the 20-year-old cousins isn't letting the
Yeah.
14-year-old come, and the aunt is mad about it. But the
Oh,
20-year-old is
then
not
he's
the
just
asshole.
salty. So yeah, no.
So not the
Right,
asshole.
right.
Yeah,
So we're no.
the consensus was not the asshole, and this comment I think sums it up pretty well. It said,
Mhm.
the issue here isn't absolute age, it's age gap. When this event started, the 14-year-old was only 2 years younger than the rest of you. So including her wasn't out of line, and you all shared similar interests and topics of conversation. 10 years later, the current 14 years old is now 10 years younger than the youngest person in the cousin group. You have likely moved on in topics in which you don't think would be appropriate to a 14-year-old. Your aunt sounds a bit like there might be a screw loose and a hostility problem. Not to mention she wants what she wants. None of these is a good reason to include a 14-year-old. Tell auntie you plan to have an X-rated conversations and go enjoy your adults only cousin walk. Perhaps you can toast marshmallows with the 14-year-old later, not the asshole.
Yeah, I'm with it. Not the asshole.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, well, there's our second episode. Make sure to listen next week and go follow us on Instagram at Pour Morals, POUR and _. And then follow us on TikTok and YouTube at Pour Morals. And we'll
Love
see
you.
you after. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.